Yo, what is going on, guys, and welcome to tonight's late night session. So, I mean, it's been a while since I made one of these, but I made an Instagram story recently, and a lot of you requested to make a YouTube video on it. So here I am. Like I said, I was gonna do this for you guys. That's what you wanted to see, so obviously I gotta put out the content. So with that being said, I haven't done one of these in a while, so just let me get back in the groove. I won't make the video too long, but I will dive into more depth, more detail on the topic of conversation that we were previously talking about, which was just being in a rut, basically. Just, you know, right now you're just in a point in time in your life where you just feel like you're not getting anywhere. You're feeling like you're trying to make progress, but it doesn't show. You're really just trying to, you know, figure out what is going on right now. You're trying to, you know, just figure out if there's anybody that is relating to the situation you're in right now. You just want to, you just want to know that there is somebody else out there that is in the same position you are. And if I'm being honest, I guarantee there is so many people out there right now in the exact same position you are in. So with that being said, let's talk about it, Right now, I personally feel like I'm in a rut. I feel like no matter how hard I am working right now, I'm not getting anywhere. And regardless if people say that they see results in me, regardless if I am making progress, I still feel like it's not enough. And I can understand if you are in the same position, if you're just working hard every single day and, you have this goal inside your head and it's just, it's just not what you expect it to be. It's just not something that is just part of your dream. It's just not something you visualized. You didn't expect it to be this way. And you know what? That's totally fine. Completely on a whole nother understanding, that is totally fine. It's just part of life, basically, guys. At first I used to feel that way, and I still feel that way. But at the same time, like, I know I'm making progress day by day. I'm keeping track of what I'm doing. I'm making sure that I'm busting my ass 24/7, that I'm putting in the time, that I am putting in enough effort. And you gotta watch it, because sometimes you fall into this loop and, you don't recognize it. You don't recognize that you're in a repeated cycle. And change is good. I think that every now and again we must, have little change in our life. It could be like something so small, but in the end, at the end of the day, it will make a very big difference, because it's something new, it's something you're not used to, and that allows your brain to trick itself, and it will, say or recognize that, it's a different situation than the previous situations. I could give you a good example of that. I've been feeling in a rut for maybe a couple weeks now. I feel like I'm going to the gym, and I'm doing my workout, and I might be going heavier in weight. I might have increased, I might have PR'd on something that I didn't hit last week or the week before. And so the progress is there. I'm definitely showing a lot of progress. But the second I leave the gym, I'm going back home the same way that I always go back home. It's around the same time of night. I know I'm going to go home and I'm going to do the exact same things that I usually do every single day. So what I decided to do, just to feel a little change, is I took a different route home. And honestly, that made such a big difference. Like, seriously, I can't even begin to explain, like, how it felt, and that's just something that I experienced. I'm not saying you're gonna experience that, but that's one of the small changes I've made. I was every night for at least 3 months now. I've been going to the gym after work and coming home, and I've been going home at the exact same time, around 12:30, 1 o'clock. And I'm always going down the same quiet road. I'm taking the quickest way home, obviously, and at that time there's not a lot of cars. So I decided to, take a different route. I decided to go through the town, which would be, obviously, if anybody knows, if you're watching this video and you know me. But if not, basically I just went completely all the way around from where I live. And I took the longest route possible. But, just kind of cruising, listening to music, and just like seeing the city or the town at a different time of day, and just from a different perspective, it really made a big difference. It made me feel like I was doing something different with my life. It made it feel like You know, I'm not in a repeated pattern that I've been in for 3 months. So that was just one of the small changes, and that's one of the small changes you can make. You know, if you feel like you're stuck, if you feel like you're doing something every single day, switch it up. You know, maybe I don't know, just I don't know, brush your teeth before you shower, shower before you brush your teeth. I don't know, just like really small changes. You know, eat before you shower, shower before you eat. Like seriously, it sounds so ridiculous, but like something so small can just really change a situation for you. Because, you know, if you've been doing something for so long, if you're stuck in a pattern, then you're going to start to recognize that you're in a pattern for everything. And, you know, that can be toxic for some people. It might get inside your head. Excuse me. Goodness, I'm catching coronavirus. But all jokes aside, because that is a very serious thing. Really, guys, like, you really just need to, like, have multiple options. You need to have different ways of getting around, of different ways of doing things. You want to have backups. You want to have different plans, because, you know, it can get a little repetitive, especially if you have one goal that you've been working on for such a long time. You want to switch it up, because if you don't switch it up, then your body gets used to it, and, you know, that becomes your reality. And, you know, the way you perceive reality basically means that, you know, you see something a certain way, and then you think it's going to be that way all the time. But that is not necessarily true. So, yeah, to go into more detail about my story last night, I feel like, you know, the reason why we're in this groove is because we have this image of ourselves, or we have this image of our future. And, you know, it's not quite what we want it to be. You know, for example, I'll give you a good example of myself. I'll be honest with you. Like, I have this dream of having my car fully souped out. I have a dream of owning a second car alongside that. And I also have this dream of living in a better house, you know, just a house that I own, that I could call my own. And, you know, I don't really care if it's too fancy, but at the same time, you know, I want to have a nicer body. I want to, you know, continue my fitness, and I want to just be as healthy as I possibly can be. But every now and then when I slip up, like say I have, like, I don't know, some Oreo cookies after a good dinner, if I, you know, work really hard in the gym, but I'm not, like, really pushing it, I'm not really, like, switching up the routine. If I do something like that, then it, like, triggers something in my brain. It makes me feel like, you know, I slipped up. So that vision that I have, like, of the future, it's morphed. It's different now. Because, you know, I slacked off on something. You know, I did something wrong. I did something that has altered my future. And, you know, I've made so many mistakes over, you know, the past just time that I've had these goals. It really makes me think, you know, am I really going to get to where I want to be at the time I want to be at? Or if I keep making these small mistakes, am I not even going to have that dream at all? Am I not even going to, you know, have that goal achieved? And, you know, that's just something inside my head. And I bet a lot of people feel that way, especially at this this age. You know, you're coming out of school, whether it's high school or college, and, you know, like, the world is yours to own. But at the same time, like, you know nothing about the world. None of us do. You don't even know nothing about life. Like, seriously, what is life? And, you know, we spend so much time just trying to do what? Like, what are we doing right now? We're trying to, you know, figure it out. We're trying to, you know, make money just to, you know, get somewhere in life. You're just trying to, you know, make friends, or you're trying to figure out something new about yourself just so that you can have some change in your life. But, you know, if I'm being really honest with you, like, think about it. Like, really think about life right now. We go to school for about 18 to 20 to 24 years of our lives. And then the second we hop out of school, most of us hop into the workforce. We don't really go and follow a passion that we really want, or it takes a really long time to get into the career choice that we want. So here we are, like, working whatever kind of job we can get hired at. And then, you know, we make minimum wage, or we make a little bit less, or we make a little bit more, depending on where you're working. And that doesn't really get you nowhere either, because you have to pay bills. You know, you have taxes you got to do. You have, you know, all these things that you want, that you think you need. And you're spending your money, and we're not being smart about it. We're not investing. You know, it's scary, because honestly, they don't teach you none of this stuff in high school or middle school. they don't really teach you unless you go into the right categories. They don't teach you that stuff in college. You know, you basically, the second you graduate, you're just thrown out there. You're just tossed outside and letting life, you know, take you. And, you know, it can be quite scary at times, I'll be honest with you, because there are moments in your life where like, is this enough? You know, am I doing this right? Or, you know, who's going to help me? You know, it's all me. Like, there's nobody there if I fall to help me up, you know? And that's the beauty of it. You know, you find out who you are as a person when you're all alone, you know, when you're struggling and there's no one there to help you. Like, you will know if you're going to stand up and fight or if you're just going to sit there and take the beating. And, you know, I take a lot of that stuff seriously from movies, and not just movies, but just seeing successful people talk and listening to podcasts and things like that. And, you know, I really understand what they're saying because, you know, I'm going through it. And if you're not going through it, then you're going to be going through it. Hopefully not to this degree. But just know that life does get better in the end. You know, do not worry about what people are saying about you. Do not worry about, you know, what financial situation you're in. Don't worry about... It's hard not to worry about how much money's in your back pocket, especially if you have to pay bills, if you have to, you know, pay any kind of rent or you have any kind of payments that you need to make, because you always have to have that kind of money in your back pocket just so you can keep the things you have or to keep up to date with the things you have, you know, or to just, you know, still be able to have what you have. And that's what I personally think sucks about life, is that money runs the world. It's always run the world. It's always going to run the world. You know, so I personally hate the fact that, you know, you got to spend most of your life working your ass off and you don't even really get to enjoy it. Like, seriously, like, think about it. Like, we're put on this earth, we're born, and then what are we doing with our lives? You know, we're educated, and then, you know, after we're educated, we're basically, you know, thrown into the workforce for most of us. And then what are we doing? We're spending the next 30, 40, 50, 60 years of our life, you know, working at a place. And obviously, it's going to switch up. You're going to be working at different places from time to time. And hopefully we find what we're looking for. But most of us don't. Like, seriously, most of us don't. We just work so that we could, like, get food and water. And so we could have a house to live in, or any kind of shelter for that matter. And have health insurance. And you have all these things just to make life easier. Like, we're born into all that. Like, it's not a choice. And that might sound kind of dumb, but at the same time, it's, like, very truthful. So you have to go out and follow your dreams. You have to go out and, you know, do what you want. You really have to go out and, like, stop, you know, worrying about what people say about you. Stop worrying about, you know, what situation you're in. If you really, really hate the situation you're in, if you truly do want something better for yourself, then you will make that decision to go up and get out and make a better living for yourself. You will put in the work. You will put in the time. You will stay after class and you will study longer. You know, you're going to do your homework and not go out and party or play video games. You're going to, even after school and everything, you're not going to go out partying all the time. It is nice to have a little break and go here and go there with friends and get together. But, you know, I think it's very important that you practice your craft every single day. If you really want to do something with your life, then practice at it and get good at it. And just be better than everybody else. Because once you reach that point, then you're going to start seeing the big bucks. You're going to start seeing job opportunities. You're going to start seeing doors open for you. Because you're putting in the work. And the work always shows. It always will. And I take that from a gym perspective. For example, you know, like, if you're slacking off on your squat, then you're never going to, you know, reach that milestone. You're never going to, you know, squat 4 plates if that's your goal. If you're putting it off all the time. You know, you have to put in the work. The work definitely shows at the end of the day. And that's all that matters. You know, continue to grind. Continue to be who you are. No matter what kind of rut you're in. No matter how much you feel repetitive is getting. If you feel like it's getting repetitive, switch it up. It could be something so small like brushing your teeth before you shower. Or it can be big, like, you know, switching up a whole routine. Or, you know, trying new foods. Or trying talking to new people, or just going out and, like, adventuring and trying new things. Like, whatever the case may be, change is always good. Yes, change is scary, but you shouldn't be afraid of change. You should take on the change. Especially if you're feeling in a rut, because nobody wants to feel that way. And right now, you might be feeling that way, and I just want you to know that everything's going to get better with time. Really, the time goes by so quick, faster than you know it, faster than I know it. I mean, for goodness sakes, we're already March 5th. Currently it's March 6th, actually. And, you know, we're 3 months into 2020. And, you know, where has the time gone? Where did January and February go, right? Before you know it, it's going to be summertime. And before you know it, it's going to be wintertime again. And it's going to be 2021. So, like, you really need to, like, wake up and ask yourself, what am I doing with my time? What am I doing with my day? You know, you got to make sure that you're taking care of your loved ones. You got to make sure that you hug them and kiss them every day. You got to make sure that you're just the best person that you could possibly be. Always show up with a smile on your face, no matter how hard it is or no matter what you're going through. You have to just present yourself and, you know, just have this positive energy around you and attract positive people in your life. And just with all that combination of things, your life's going to get better, and it's going to get better a lot quicker. But at the same time, it's going to go by quick. So just enjoy it. Enjoy it while you can. Do not worry about the situation you're in right now. I'm telling you right now that you're going to get out of that situation, and everything's going to get a whole lot better. And, you know, I've known that from experience myself. There are a lot of things that I've gone through that I didn't think I'd get over. But you know what? That's actually so far in the past that, you know, it's already behind me. Everything you've done right now, from this very second, from the very second that you're watching this video, as I'm talking to you, everything that you've ever done, it's already behind you. You know, you got to look forward in the moment, and you have to look forward to the future. So just live in the moment and plan for the future. That's all I can say. Is just, you know, nothing's guaranteed in life. So seriously, just stop worrying about what people are saying about you. You have to go out and do what you want to do, and, you know, set high standards for yourself if you need to. You know, really just create these impossible goals that only you know that if you truly believe in yourself, that you could achieve. And that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing with my life. And, you know, I'm just trying to live. I'm just trying to be happy. I'm not trying to, you know, worry about what, you know, social media says about me. Well, what is expected of me. I'm just here to, you know, live my life, pass on my knowledge, pass on my experiences, and then just have a good time. So with that being said, I hope this video helped you. If you feel like you're in a rut, if not, feel free to leave a comment, and, you know, we can talk about it more. If you have my Instagram, which would be Brian_FitRomero, Brian with a Y, 2 T's and fit, then, you know, shoot me a message. Let's talk about it more often. You know, I really want to help you, and I just want all of us to live healthier, happy lives. So, like I said, this is kind of the end of the video. I feel like I've talked a lot. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe down below. And if you are a returning, if you're a returning subscriber, or you just are a friend or whatever, please give this video a thumbs up. It'll help me out so much. Like I said, I'm just trying to grow my YouTube steadily. I don't really care about being big like everybody else. I'm not trying to get 1 million subscribers. You know, I'm working my way. I'm mostly just using this to, you know, broadcast my life, so later on I could look back at it and, you know, see where I was and see where I'm at that time. So with that being said, this is the end of the video, and I hope we'll see you all later.